because a lot of the issues you're showing, whether it's cancer or blood issues, those are vaccine driven. But renal failure, is this what we're seeing? This spike in renal failure, do you think it's caused by the vaccine?
The CARES Act is a behavior modification. They modified the behavior of doctors through incentives or through coercion from either medical boards or the hospital administrators who were financially incentivized. The renal failure didn't go up. I have other graphs to show exactly when it goes up, but it didn't go up as much in the April and May EUAs for remdesivir for older people, and then the October 22nd, 2020 EUA. You know when it went up? After the November 2nd CMS.gov 20% adder, NCTAP. People can look that up. When that hit, it went sky high.
This is the moment they add that extra bonus charge onto every medical bill that tags 20% on any patient that you gave remdesivir. And look what happened, folks. This is absolutely stunning when you see it on a chart like this. You're in 2021. Remember, this is when we're told the virus isn't really deadly. And just as soon as you make that adjustment, you incentivize every hospital an extra 20% bonus on the charge being given, worth tens of thousands of dollars. You suddenly watch this spike in renal failure that goes through the roof, and it hasn't come down.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Not to contradict you, but
I appreciate it. Sorry, I left the zero out there.
$500,000 ICU stay. 20% is $100,000. And people there are millions. I have files. We can't see the accounting, because if we did, I'd have fun with Warner Mendenhall. We'd be going with False Claims Acts all over the place.
Right.
But they won't let us see the accounting. But I have the other records as to when they received the remdesivir. This is the hard one. 28-year-old woman. Okay, her mother brings her in because she tested down to 87% on a finger SpO2.
So oxygen level.
Yeah. By the time she got to the hospital, it was 95. But what did the doctors do? They gave her remdesivir right away because she tested positive for COVID. She had no fever. She was 97.9. I have the vital statistics, the vital stats on her. I have a 6,000-page medical file her mother shared with me. I think it's going to be okay, but that was her name is Danielle Alvarez. I'll just say her name. Yeah. And Rebecca Charles is her mom. And I'm trying not to cry right now because I flew to Florida and went to a conference and just happened to run into her, Rebecca. And, it was tough. She lost her daughter. She lost her only daughter. They killed her. Not only did they do that, they started prepping her for ventilator. Lorazepam, midazolam, propofol, dexmedetomidine. They gave her the whole thing.
They breathe.
So they can't fight back.
Right.
They give you a muscles paralytic. So you can't fight back when they're shoving the trach tube now.
Oh my God.
And it goes over and over. There's case after case after case where they murdered people, and it drove the COVID numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. But that last graph you showed, you don't have to put it up again. But I have a different graph where there's zero correlation in Minnesota between COVID going up and acute renal failure not going up. Zero correlation until the money kicked in. When the money kicked in, the graphs started swimming together like salmon, just swimming together. Just perfect correlation after that. So you go to the hospital with COVID, you get put on remdesivir, you die of kidney failure with COVID on your death certificate. No correlation in 2020.
Right, that's the thing I said. I had a friend that's a doctor. I was like, are renal failures up? He's like, yeah, they are. It's really weird. It's like, does COVID known in any stretch of your imagination in science cause renal failure? He's like, no, not that I've read or anything. I was like, dude, you're killing people.
Here's a big